Oh, hey guys. I'm just doing a little driving, hitting the road, taking a trip. An important trip. So I'm not just driving down to Orlando for no reason or to make up a reason to go to the theme parks. I'm actually doing some interviews. This is actually a work trip. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been doing a documentary for the past, God, it feels like 7 years.
Summer's almost here. It's gonna feel like it this week, I guarantee you that. And kids are almost out of school. So all this week, we're taking you on our favorite fun, affordable Florida trip.
Calm down there, news people. This is my video. I just need to borrow some of your content for some B-roll, that's all. While in Orlando, I got to spend some time at Mortem Manor, which is an all-year haunt. It's opened all year in Old Town Kissimmee. And I met Ben, who was awesome. He manages Mortem Manor.
Hello there, my name is Benjamin Penaym. I'm the general manager down here at Mortem Manor Haunted Attraction. We're a year-round walk-through haunted house located just outside of Orlando, Florida.
He took me on a little tour and showed me the ins and outs and some of the little secrets and things that happen in the haunts. If you happen to be in Orlando, maybe on vacation, you're at Disney or Universal, drive over to Old Town Kissimmee. It's not far from Disney, and it's a awesome little haunt. It's almost like a slice of Halloween all year round.
As a huge Haunted Mansion fan,
Yes.
were there any influences on the manor?
We are literally genuinely a stone's throw from Disney property. It's kind of amazing. I could just walk out the door of this place and drive 10 minutes and I'm at the Haunted Mansion. I'm there. I've made it.
Bragger.
I know. I personally think I don't know if I want to say I owe a lot or if I blame a lot on the Haunted Mansion in my youth for the reason why this is a thing now. Because I've a favorite attraction in Disney. Second one being a very close Tower of Terror. So there's obviously a theme going here.
I can't do drops.
You can't. Oh my gosh.
But I love it. Like, I love looking at it.
But while I cannot say there's any direct homages to it, a lot of the inspiration, just from the absolute beginning of my career in the haunt industry, comes from that place. So there's, I'm sure, a lot of overlap in here where you can see exactly what I was thinking at the moment and go, yeah, that makes sense. Where a lot of haunted attractions have had to completely rethink their scheme of, oh my gosh, how are we going to socially distance these people? From the very day that we opened, we've always, as part of our game plan, individually pulsed groups. Even if I'm going at full speed ahead, everything is chaotic, we need to move people, there's about a 2-minute interval between every single group. At the end of the day, if I have 100 people go through who had an amazing time, as opposed to 1,000 people who went through and went, oh, okay, that's going to, a couple years down the line, be better for us, because every single one of those people are going to come back. A good show can bring a person back 100 times, but it only takes a single bad show for that person to never show up ever again in the future. We had to remove a couple doors, we had to remove curtains, fear flaps. A lot of industry people call it SIF, which is the stuff that hangs down and gets in your face. We've had to take that stuff and tack it up against the walls just so you're not, feeling things up as you're going through. But other than that,
Losing the curtains, did that have an effect on pulsing groups through and maybe... Because those things are normally used to, if you're not familiar with haunts, to guard scenes.
yes.
Did that have an effect on you guys? Did you have to rethink any kind of scares, any kind of haunt actor placement?
It's had a handful of effects. Some of them we weren't initially expecting, such as the fact that the people tend to be going through slightly faster now, just because when there's a curtain in front of you, there's always the hesitation of I have to be the one who enacts and moves through the curtain. Now it's just continuous through. Thankfully, we have a slightly smaller floor plan, where, again, we're year-round, just outside of Orlando. This spot's been here for, goodness, almost 30 years now. So with our condensed floor plan, we've always serpentined the sets, as most haunts will, just to manage to get as much as possible. So thankfully, even though, say, the curtain over here isn't here anymore, the bend in the room a couple feet up still is. So the individual mystery of what's the next set going to be, for the most part, still remains.
So I totally I can't say what I just saw, but I did look. I looked beyond the veil. I looked down that door. He's not joking. This is totally like what you'd see in an indie haunt, because there may be tricks and hallways and jump out scared things. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean a haunt. From the very bottom to the very pro level, there's some bones that exist in any kind of haunted attraction. So even when you start getting up to the pro haunts, you'll be standing in front of a $10,000-$15,000 16 feet tall animatronic, and then on the other side of that wall is a guy sitting next to a water cooler in a metal folding chair taking a 15-minute break with a mini fridge full of, Monster Energies or something.
The World Book Encyclopedia must be in every thrift store.
Oh yeah,
since the internet came out.
I honestly,
I've seen it in every haunt.
I cannot tell you where in the world it is located at this point. It's still somewhere in the attraction, but we have one of those big old encyclopedias, and if you're keeping your eye out and you know where to look, you'll find that the encyclopedia sitting on the desk is flipped to a map of Florida, and we went in with a Sharpie and did a little circle and went, "You are here." Unless you know it's there, you're never going to see it, but those little tiny things, I live for those things. Those little Easter eggs.
The amount of skill and care that it takes to make. I mean, these are movie set worthy.
Absolutely.
Props and sets that we're walking through, and even something like this room that we're in now. So I don't know how much you want me to show of it.
Nothing's moving right now. I know we got the big thing behind me, which
we don't want to give any scares away.
He's turned off for now, but
but there's smells.
Oh, there's 100%
You're
smells.
pumping smells in.
Oh yeah,
and you're really setting an immersive mood.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, no haunted house is ever going to completely replicate real life, because spoiler alert, not to ruin things, but as far as I know, zombies aren't real. Neither are 16-foot tall devil monster animatronic things that breathe fire.
And let's face it, you don't want these things to replicate real life, especially what we're in right now.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. Send help if this was
100%. Grandpa here, it's already too late. You should see when we do the convention circuits and I'm like carrying these guys through the convention, piggybacked on my back because I'm trying to set up a booth. The detail, though, a lot of it is just dedication and time. This severed head over here, this nasty severed head, he came off an animatronic that we ran for 4 years, and when we finally retired that animatronic, I'm like, I'm keeping his head. It's a good, that head's not leaving this manor, it belongs to us now.
I assume you walk through your daily life, it's like, how can I use this?
Oh, 100%.
Where am I going to use it?
There's, you can see on the shelves over here, we're doing a rotted pantry. I would say about half of the cans in here are probably just food that I personally ate at one point or another. The severed head inside of the little thing there, which it's in a dark corner, you're just going to see the profile of it. But that is a very old prop of a very licensed character who I won't name. But if you know your stuff, you might recognize him. But throw it in the back, you cover it up a little bit.
Well, that's going to give me nightmares.
Literally. There are so many specialized people in so many specialized fields these days that it's this fully realized thing. We're literally smelling fake scents being pumped into the room by a company called Froggy's Fog right now. And they do fog and fake snow and bubbles and scents. And that is like their wheelhouse. That's what they excel at.
And you need all of those elements. It's
exactly.
I know you saw when I was interviewing Leonard.
Yeah.
I had 3 different mic sources on him.
Yeah.
Because each one of those pieces, if one of them is off or one of them isn't there, it damages the experience.
Oh
right?
yeah. It's a well-oiled machine. Which is fun because, we're creating a narrative here, and from the outside observer, every single one of these rooms is absolute and utter chaos. We don't want people walking through and going, wow, This feels like a really conceptually great place that was well managed. We want people going through going, please let me out, save me, help me. But at the same time, it's an industry and it's a job, and we have it down to a science at this point. After literally decades of people tweaking, perfecting, this doesn't work, let's try this. Or this isn't a great way of making cobwebs. What if we use hot glue instead? In every one of those things, we've gotten to the point where the industry is on the shoulders of these brilliant giants as additional people are entering every single day, introducing wild and crazy new things every single year. Here dates all the way back to Grimm House.
So you guys are using a lot of different elements.
They left the bones when Legends closed up. I want to say around 2015. They gutted, you know, all the props, all the animatronics, everything. It was just the floors and the walls is what we walked in for. But at the same time, even at that base level, there's still so many great little magical things that it's like, you know, you walk into the room and the floor is at an angle and it's, well, we're not changing that. That's fantastic.
Pushing you right up against a wall.
Oh, yeah.
That wall has stuff on it. And it's like, I don't want to be on that.
Yeah, the wall, it's turned off as we're walking through because, again, the audio is very loud. But that wall, when we're in operation, we have a projector pointed at that wall with a projection of cockroaches scurrying across it. So not only are we...
The floor is pushing you onto the wall.
Not only is the architecture itself moving you into that direction, but simultaneously we are making that a decision that you do not enjoy. An old staple of haunted houses, you know, give people something to walk through, something tactile, because, you know, we've got sound, we've got smell, we've got visual. Touch is also very important.
But now you've got the added
we've had to
problem.
Yeah, so you can see in here all the closet elements we've actually had to lift up. Someday down the road, I'm very happy when those will come back down again, but I understand in the meantime.
It's awesome because I can actually hear the fog machine starting. Oh no. See, that's a smell I've been missing. I didn't get that smell at HHN this year. Fog machine right on me.
These are, I think, some of the very last remnants of Legends of Haunting at Old Town. We actually kept those guys around.
And with this, you're working on the claustrophobic feel, right?
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that if my actors so choose to, I know, very spooky mini fridge behind the set, but
I'll block the mini fridge out.
You know what? It's great though, because it really does go to show, even at the pro level, it's like scary walk through haunted attraction and then mini fridge.
I think that's going to get you more people. I mean,
know.
This is a kind of attraction that I think people should be driving distances to see, especially if it's.
Hope you like clowns.
February. You know, they don't bother me.
Fakey. Boop.
If it's February and, you know, you're missing the haunt thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't feel safe enough to go out to a haunt this year. Wait till it gets a little safer and then come out and see you guys.
That's one of the added benefits that we have that a lot of other haunts don't get to experience, is the fact that I'm open the week of Christmas. You know, I'm open at the heart of spring break when there's spring breakers in Orlando. While, you know, this industry at its core is a Halloween venture, that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to lock into Halloween. This is my 9 to 5. I don't do, you know, a weird office job and then this is the weird side job I have. This is my entire livelihood.
Well, and if you are going to travel, there are worse places to travel to than Orlando.
Exactly. While you're here, I mean, hey, if you want to drive down just for us, that's going to be the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Across the street, there's a place where you can apparently rent machine guns.
Yeah.
And just fire machine guns.
A gentleman here is going to probably pop out soon to say hi.
So that's cool. So in that situation, you took one of the traditional drop
door. Yep.
And you put an animatronic behind it so you don't have to stab it with them.
Yeah, precise, and it's still, the mechanism is almost exactly the same, just instead of a hinge, there's a pneumatic piston down there dropping the door. But, you know, the drop panel is OG Haunted House. It's way back when that's one of the first things they were like, oh, drop. This is perfect, it's loud, and it's easy to operate.
It's visceral. And I know that Red Vein, one of the things that Red Vein does, and I'm sure this is for a trick every haunt uses, is that it alerts you to where the guests are.
Yeah.
And it can help you set up a spot.
Oh, yeah. Every single actor in every single set, they know the audio cues about 3 rooms back. Again, this place tends to serpentine around itself. So I can be in here, and if there's no groups in here, I can listen and know if somebody is in the library, which we walked through a good 15 minutes ago. Or if somebody's in that laser swamp, because that loud dropping head, I know to keep an eye out for that. I'm like, okay, dropping heads is going off, group's going to be here in about 3 minutes.
And because of that serpentine, you guys aren't necessarily having to take the serpentine path.
Of
you
course.
can cut back and forth between.
Oh, yeah. There's one hallway in particular here that essentially intersects everything. So if I am in a spot that theoretically it would take you 5 minutes to get from here to here, I walk through 2 doors and I'm there. Hi, Reaper!
Holy shit!
And that messes people up.
It's because everyone is scared of parkour.
Yeah, I know. The narrative of the house is written so that we can incorporate very weird elements, like this room has clowns, and then this room has demons and cultists, and... How you doing, buddy? There you go. He was being covered up there. And because of that, if we make the decision, like, how about we install a shark? We don't have to sit there and go, oh no. The house is about, I don't know, vampires. We can't justify that. Or the house is zombies. We can't justify having a Grim Reaper monster in here. So it's one of those things that a lot of people feel like they're stuck with a specific theme. It's like, okay, we're doing Victorian this year. But I find that if you're creative, there's room in this industry to weave a narrative that is fun and all over the place. We're year-round, and us being in Orlando, a good portion of the people who come through here aren't even natively from America. We'll have people coming through from countries and parts of the world where this kind of attraction just does not exist. And we want to give them a show. We want to show them, hey, this is what the haunt industry is. This is what we're capable of doing. And I think we deliver on that promise.
I don't think any of this is sanitary.
The funniest part is
everything is
oh my gosh,
sanitary.
Everything is so sanitary right now, it's kind of hilarious. Like the pools of blood on the table is a substance called permablood that is designed to, you put it down and it looks slick and gross at all times. I've come in here with like sanitary wipes and cleaned the permablood just to make sure.
It's such a weird.
It's a weird juxtaposition,
right?
yeah,
like,
100%.
I mean, look at this. You would be like, "This is not sanitary. We can't have people in this."
You would have
open.
Yeah,
you really. This is probably. You could probably eat off of this. There's literally not a speck of dust on this table.
Fun fact about this room too is if you look up, a fact that most people don't realize. Every single one of these earrings is out of the lost and found over the last 5 years. Nobody comes back for their earrings. We've inadvertently started referring to this set as the trophy room. That flip-flop, just some random person lost that. Glasses, we take them, we tie them down so nobody else leaves with them because, hey, we worked hard to get those, we're not giving them away.
So another reason to come back if you lose something.
Glasses, I believe we have car keys in here somewhere. Looks like somebody lost a hair extension at some point. Yes, we did sanitize the hair extension just so we could keep it. That one's actually awaiting a spot. Somebody lost that over the last weekend, and I'm deciding where I want to display it in here. It's always been said, one of the signs of a serial killer is that they collect trophies. So when we created a serial killer room, we actually quite literally and unironically started collecting trophies in it. I hear ya. I know.
I do have to say that this is the most ingenious. Was this one of your ideas, or
Him up there?
no? This descending into your grave.
This was kind of a combination of everything at once. The staircase was here with these walls already.
Yeah.
and-
So if you can't tell,
yeah.
the staircase that we're going down is actually descending into a grave.
Yep.
And this is one of the best.
Yep, the walls look like dirt. If you have a keen eye and also a camera with a mounted light, you can see there's it's currently unplugged, but that's a scent dispersal unit that pumps the smell of dirt into this room. Last spot in the house, again, as I was mentioning earlier, just the fact that any haunter knows the fact that oftentimes the best solutions to a problem is what do we already have on hand. When we were upstairs, there was a greenhouse set. Prior to that being a greenhouse, it was actually a zombie nursery. Rest in peace, no longer with us. But we took out the nursery, but we still had a...
Zombies have babies?
Apparently so, because if I take a single step back...
Oh no, not a zombie child!
He's great. He's fun.
Is he available for adoption?
I know. But that's the thing, we had this prop and we're like, it's still a grave. You okay? It's an open grave now. And it still works. We're still able to run
Oh,
with
and
it.
it's creepier because a child just came out of that grave.
I get to listen to that child every day. And then you find yourself
We're dead. Oh, wait, is it gonna happen?
exit through the gift shop.
Are we exiting through the gift shop? It's Orlando, you
I
have
know.
to exit through the gift shop. Do you find that a lot of people don't realize you're here? They come in for HHN and then don't realize that they can just quickly hop over here and get almost like a bonus house. That's way longer.
I don't think a lot of the tourists in town, thankfully the last 5 years have been great for us. We've been on a travel channel, we've done great things with a handful of YouTubers, to the point where the word's getting out there, but I think the thing that most people don't realize before they show up is just how much is in here. Because again, it looks like, you know, one of those old side of the road ghost rides. You hop in a little car, you go around, maybe something pops out and goes, no.
This is not it.
Yeah, no. We've been in the haunt industry for decades, so we put together this thing with absolute care and terror in mind from the absolute get-go. Let's see if our girl Lucy will show up. Hey, Lucy. I'm sorry it took me a second to turn you on there.
Oh, Lucy.
But
Oh, she's
Lucy
nice.
is tied into and timed with the entire set. You see the candles went on when we walked in there. This light clicked on.
Oh.
If I start to talk too much, I'm starting to talk too much. I'm sorry, Luce.
What? This is the most amazing thing I've seen in the house.
Our actors know this to the T. But thankfully, Luce, we're gonna do something else. Can you hit the lights? The lights. You don't need a knife for the lights. Just turn. Well, technically the lights are off now, so I think she did a job well done.
Ben, I love this place. I want to live here.
I mean, I could attest to the fact that every single haunter, even the pros, started out, you know, putting spooky lights and stuff in their basement when they were like 10.
You clearly have a budget. I mean, we just saw something amazing. But at the same time, it's got that home haunt feel.
It doesn't matter if you're an actor, if you're a tech guy, if you're a GM, if you're an owner. They come down and they will make tweets. We will have our marketing guy come down and go, hey, this thing over here, it'd be really cool if we did this over here. And we're like, cool, go for it. And then he does it. You know, he runs the Facebook page, but if you know what you're doing, you know what to look for, and you know what you're working for, we're all at the end of the day, we're just haunters. You don't, when you ask somebody, hey, what do you do for a living, and they're in this industry, you don't get, oh, I'm an actor, or oh, I'm a makeup artist, I'm a tech guy, I'm a repairman. You get, I'm a haunter. no matter what level they're at, no matter how long they've been doing it, that's the unifying thing.